My best friend, Tony Boseli, for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Tony Boseli for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Mark Brunell.
Amazing. Thank you, Mark. What a great friend. I can't imagine being in better company as a member of the class of 2022. Offense, defense, coaching, and even officiating. My class has it all. From the families of Cliff Branch and Sam Mills, to Art McNally, who's at home, Richard Seymour, Bryant Young, Jacksonville's own, my Duval brother, Leroy Butler. I'm honored to call you guys family. There's nothing more important. There's nothing more powerful. The support and love of my family in all its forms throughout my 50 years is why I'm here today. As the first Jacksonville Jaguar, as a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a profound honor, and I thank the Hall for the privilege, and I thank you for allowing me to be your teammates. I was born on April 17, 1972, Don Bosco Anthony Boseli Jr. The first child born to Big Tony, that makes me Little Tony, my dad was about 6 foot tall, and Candy Boseli. From there, our family would grow and evolve. I'd become big brother to Jennifer, Michael, I know you're watching, brother, Liz and Lauren. Growing up, my siblings taught me a valuable lesson. It wasn't all about me. Our childhood was joyous, despite our parents divorcing before we were teens. But as far as mom and dad were concerned, divorce was never meant to divide. Both would find new and beautiful people in their lives. My dad would marry Carla, and my mom would marry Fred, resulting in an extended and harmonious family that at all times included my Uncle Bud and Aunt Betty. My Uncle Bud was my dad's older brother by 22 years, which is why I really saw Bud and Betty more as grandparents. And they did grandparent things. I wish my Uncle Bud were alive so I could hug him and give him thanks for the role he served in my life. Without the influence of family during my early years, my life in football isn't happening. No way am I standing in front of you at this moment. But as a kid, when you're showered with love by everyone around you, anything was possible. So I set the bar high, real high, maybe too high. I wanted to be a quarterback in the NFL. Growing up in Colorado, I dreamed of playing for the Denver Broncos at Old Mile High Stadium. But really my first goal was to suit up for Sam Pagano at Fairview High School, where my cousins were my role models playing. The problem was the first thing Coach Pagano did my sophomore year, literally in stretch, before we practiced, he ended my dreams of being a quarterback. I was destined to be an offensive lineman, but not before a short stint as a tight end on the sophomore team and water boy for the varsity. And I was a damn good water boy. Coach Pagano would shift me to the offensive line for my junior and senior seasons, quarterback to tight end, the short stint of water boy to the offensive line. Not the most glamorous path, but all credit to you, Coach. It was the right path. It was the path to the University of Southern California, where my football career would take flight and fight on, and my life would take shape. My first offensive line coach there was John Matsko. He would teach me how to pass block. He was tough-minded. He demanded a level of play, but he also taught me something else. He instilled in me the honor of playing offensive line at USC in the mold of Hall of Famers Ron Yeri, Ron Mix, Anthony Munoz, and Bruce Matthews. I was honored to call you guys fellow Trojans, and And I'm humbled now to call you guys teammates on the greatest offensive line on the greatest team ever assembled. John Robinson will become my head coach for my final 2 seasons at USC. And he brought with him Mike Berry as the offensive line coach. Coach Robinson and Coach Berry would do something that I'm forever grateful for. They coached me hard. I mean, really hard. Like miserably hard. They pulled something out of me that I had no idea even existed. It was tough, it was miserable at times, but you know what? Like all the people that God has put in my life, I would not have become the player or the man I am without them. My career had indeed taken flight at USC. Much more important, however, my life would take shape. Thanks to meeting Angie Haler, my wife, best friend, counselor, supporter, and the world's greatest mom for 27 plus years. I want to thank Angie's parents, Ed and Nancy, and her siblings, Steve, Amy, and Jeff, for all your support and for not messing her up. Angie, you've been central in my life, in the journey I've taken as a football player, as a husband, and as a father. You've been with me since the beginning. Encouraged me to take and to follow the right path. And to keep me on the right path, she actually married me. Angie was at my side when the expansive Jacksonville Jaguars selected me 2nd overall in the 1995 NFL Draft. But really, the greatest thing football has done for me is setting the stage for you, Angie, to be my wife. God gave me the opportunity to play the game I love. But outside Jesus dying for me, you're the greatest gift I've ever received. Thank you, and I love you. Angie and I are blessed, incredibly, to call Jacksonville our home. It's where four of our 5 children were born, and every one of them's been raised. It's a beautiful city, where the Boselis have made lifelong friends. Several of you here today. EM, I'm glad you made it. I'm indebted to our first owners, Wayne and Dolores Weaver. Thank you for bringing the NFL to Jacksonville and making me a Jaguar. And I'm grateful for our current owners, Sean and Ann Kahn, Tony Kahn, Shauna Kahn, and team president, Mark Lamping. You've treated us as though we've been part of your lives forever, just like family. And there's nothing more precious than family. To my Jaguars family, it all starts with Tom Coughlin, who, by the way, belongs on this stage really soon because there's not too many better coaches than him. Tom, you were a pain to play for at times, though. You were hard, you had high standards, a bunch of silly rules I never agreed with. You were difficult to play for, but you know what? I always respected you. And you made us winners. And I'm more grateful for you, Coach, with every passing year. And Tom, you and your family will always mean the world to Angie and I. Thank you, Coach. Mike Major was my first offensive line coach. He's not here with us any longer. But boy, he was great. And he took a kid out of USC who thought he was pretty good and pushed him to be even better. I wish you were here to celebrate with me, Coach. I had amazing teammates. I was so fortunate to play with so many great Jaguars, like Fred Taylor, who made me look good all the time, and Jimmy Smith, who not too many people can cover. And I hope one day both of them will have a chance to be in Canton. And I treasure the moments I shared with my brothers on the offensive line. Ben Coleman, who had my back at left guard. Leon Searcy set the standard on the right side. And one of my best friends, Jeff Novak, who, by the way, is the only guy I ever backed up in the NFL. But most of the time he was busy making jokes and making me laugh. It's not an overstatement. To all my Jaguar teammates, coaches, and staff, you were all instrumental in my path to Canton. Guys like Dan Edwards, Mike Perkins, Jerry Palmieri, Mike Ryan, Drew Hampton, Tucker Petrie, and so many more. You were all essential to my personal success and emblematic of why our teams in Jacksonville reflected the very best values of our game. Your background, ethnicity, and beliefs and talents may differ,